Hi, my name is Victor Morales. I'm gonna do a little tutorial about a plugin for the free SDK, Cryengine free SDK that hendrikp wrote, and it's a plugin that he wrote for his plugin system, plugin SDK system for the free SDK Cryengine. It is. I'm going to concentrate today on the plugin OSC Open Sound Control. Okay. So what is Open Sound Control? Open Sound Control is basically a protocol for sending messages within the computer or to other computers or to hardware, other kinds of hardware. You know, it was originally designed to kind of upgrade MIDI, to talk to synthesizers and stuff. But it's more than that. Actually, it's used in a number of other programs, video programs, and the Kinect also uses. There are some applications with the Kinect that uses this and stuff. So it goes through. This protocol goes through UDP system. So yeah. So let's see. Okay, today we're gonna be using this little application for the iOS or Android. It's called TouchOsc, and it's a nice little app. It's basically a controller, and then the way you set it up is you have to put in your, as I say, your IP address. Then there is port number, the output port number, and then that's it. You have an interface, right? And then this interface is sending different messages. The cool thing about this app is that it can, you can customize your interface. You can make it your own. There's a little program you can download for free, and then edit your setup. So you can have different controllers. So, okay, so let's jump into the Cryengine, and here's a little map I made for this tutorial. So yeah, let's just jump in. It's very simple. Let me show you what it does. Like, for example, this guy is controlled by the accelerometer. So. And then there is also some movement action too. See, let me look at it so you guys can see. Oops. There. You can move it around, or make this. And then there is also like a little impulse force, so it can go up. It's activated when the fader goes up. So whatever, it's actually much more powerful than a joystick in many ways. Of course, the joystick has the analog, but this is fairly cool. It has also, some of this, like this one, for example, is multi-touch. So you could potentially do multi-touch. You can set up the whole screen and then I think you can have 10 touches. So, yeah. So, but yeah, I have other things here. Let me see. Like these particle systems are triggered when, when you press that button. There's another one here somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, there. Yeah, you could also set up a navigation system. I tried to do it and I wasn't happy with it. Maybe somebody else can make like a navigation system so you don't have to use the mouse. You can trigger video. This is also another plugin from Hendrik, the video plugin. And you can put it on any surface. Like, like that ball has it, so. Actually, the TVs also have them. Yeah, so basically you can control anything with this. There's little guys there. Custom characters, horrible custom characters I made, you can trigger animations, whatever. Fairly straightforward. So yeah, why don't we just hop on to how it's done. It's very, very simple. You know, you have to make a flow graph, and then in the flow graph, you know, you start with a start, and then your first node you're going to use is what is called the connection. You know, you can find it in the nodes. There's a plugin connection, right? And then here, the important things are, you know, localhost is the IP address. Localhost meaning that is whatever is happening in the computer. You could also put your IP address there, but this works too, you know. Then the port 5557, and this, it's like you can have it set up as a server or as a client. The server is basically listens, and the client sends. So in this case, we're basically getting information from the iPhone, so we're listening. Yeah, then after that, you connect another node. It's called the receive message. And then here you specify what kind of message it is. This message here, it is the message that this guy is sending. You know, these two numbers, X and Y, are being sent by this guy, you know. So this is /1 because it's page 1, whatever, and then XY1. Then you connect it to another thing, another node called the value receive. Where is it? Here. A value receive, and then you have all this kind of different things. You can put it any or float, or, you know, we're gonna basically do floats. I mean, floats are, for those of you who doesn't know what a float is basically a decimal number, you know, whatever, any number from any decimal number, 0.1, 3.7, whatever. So then the output, the value of this guy will be the X, will be the first number that comes from comes within this message. So this will be the X, and then to get the Y, you do the same thing. You connect another one, you connect it like in series, right? So it's reading, okay, the first one, then the second one, and then this will be the X, you know? And then if you had a third number, for example, if you were sending a vector of 3 variables, you will need another one, which I don't have connected to anything. And then this will go, you know, this will be the set, basically, if it was like, you know, like a vector. You can also send strings or words, you know, you can send whatever, you can send strings as well, any kind of message, basically. So, yeah, so that's it, you know, very simple. Start, you go into your connection. You have to be careful that you cannot set up more than connection with the same port. It will crash the computer, and that's not the plugin. That is actually the way OSC works. It will get confused if you have 2 connections in the same port. And then, and then you get, and then you go to tell it what message you can be receiving, and then, you know, the float, what are the messages themselves actually, you know, and then you got 2 floats in this case. One is the X and one is the Y. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, let me just, you know, with the good thing about OSC, let me see, where is this thing I want to go? Yeah, I want to go this way. The good thing about OSC is that, you know, there's a bunch of applications that use it, and hardware as well. So you can, for example, set up Kinet. There's plenty of software that understands the Kinet and then sends OSC data. So then you could bring all the Kinet skeleton data into the engine very, very easily, you know. Also, you can send data out to, for example, to an Arduino and then control lights or servos, you know, or you can send it to other computers and receive from other computers. I have another example here where I set it up with, I set it up another computer that is analyzing sound, and then this sound is, actually we probably don't need to be in the game. Yeah, this sound is the sound is analyzed, and then this is the bass, the mids, and the highs. And And then I have some lights and stuff. Well, let me show you. So here we are, and then we play some music. So yeah, so basically, let me turn that down. Yeah, so basically you see is the sound is controlling the rotation of the fans and the light, the color, whatever. So you can, you see the potential here. You can bring stuff. Actually, people use OSC to do sound prototyping, where they actually send the information from the game into a sound program, and then they can actually tweak the sound program in real time and then kind of prototype the sound design. There's some projects that were made in UDK and other video games, on sound prototyping. But actually, just to do a presentation, I think is pretty cool. That you can just have your iPad, for example, and then you just do it from your iPad. Very simple. You have total control, and it's cool. So I think this is a great plugin. So that's why I'm doing a tutorial. I guess that's it. No, actually, there's one more thing that is a little helpful program. Actually, I have to quit out of this. So again, this little program, it's an OSC data monitor. It's helpful so you can see what the messages are that are coming within the computer. So if I set up, the port 55557, and then I add it. So yeah, you see that is like that float is the accelerometer. And then these are the faders and the buttons, and so you can figure out what your addresses are. And I put a link on the website of the tutorial, so you can find it if you want. So it's really useful. For example, if you're doing the Kinect has all these names, and it's very easy to find what the addresses are. So. All right, I guess that's it. Thank you.